global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We are so excited to have you again. It's no longer news that Senator Adams Oshiomhole, former Edo State Governor and current Senator for Edo North, on Wednesday display what was considered to be an arrogant display of political privilege and disregard for public inconvenience as he forced the closure of the Zulu terminal at the General Aviation Terminal JAT of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos after arriving late for his flight to Abuja. Now, interestingly, Adams Oshiomhole have spoken up concerning it. You can see the video there. And also, Airpeace, which was involved in this whole brouhaha, have also spoken up. We're going to be looking at those two in a jiffy. But first of all, let's hear what the eyewitnesses had to say. And from the eyewitnesses in the airport, they say that actually Adams Oshiomhole blocked the entrance to the Zulu terminal of the General Aviation Terminal after arriving at the terminal well past the scheduled departure time of his flight. Oshiomhole actually was scheduled to travel on an early morning Airpeace flight. His departure time for the flight to Abuja was actually 6:30 a.m. Sources also further say that Oshiomhole blocked the entrance to the terminal entirely, refusing to budge despite multiple pleas from the terminal manager. And also the eyewitness further stated that rather than him accepting the responsibility for his lateness, that he blocked the terminal entrance, creating a gridlock that left dozens of passengers stranded and delayed. Also opened up that the management currently had a meeting and convened a meeting to pacify the senator and convince him to allow normal operation to resume. And witnesses further described the scene as chaotic, humiliating for airline and airport staff who were seen pleading with the senator to de-escalate the situation. Airpeace actually also scheduled Airpeace, the airline scheduled to fly the senator to Abuja, refused to accommodate him, citing his late arrival and adherence to strict policies in the company. And according to an insider, he said that he actually missed the flight. That's the simple truth. He wanted them to delay the flight for him, but Airpeace refused. That he blocked the terminal entrance completely until regional manager came to resolve the issue. That the terminal manager made all attempts to resolve it, but Oshiomhole rebuffed everything, so he could not resolve the issue. This was really serious, I must say. But let us look at what Oshiomhole have to say, because this kind of issue, it's very wrong to judge from one side. Now, this was a side of the story. Oshiomhole said, I booked Airpeace. They delayed the flight for over 5 hours. In the end, they announced a cancellation. I had to get another ticket. Yesterday, I booked a flight for 6:30 a.m., which is their first flight today. I booked and asked them to check me in online, which I did, along with 2 other Ghanaians who met me in Lagos. We checked in online just to avoid the last-minute issues I have had with them a couple of times. I got there at about 5 minutes past 6. They told me the counter was closed. I told them no, I have already checked in. I showed them the evidence of my online check-in. Even before then, they had asked if I had checked in, and I told them yes, and that I had no luggage. They looked at it but still said the gate had been closed. Meanwhile, I noticed they were still taking other people in. So I asked, how can you close boarding for 6:30 flight at 6:05, which is the purpose of online check-in then? If I had to go through another check-in process, then what's the point of checking in online? While speaking to them, I saw many men and women who had been there even before me with similar experience. Basically, they were selling tickets on the spot at higher prices. I gave you an example. A lady bought her ticket for 146,000 naira online. She arrived at airport at 5:55 a.m. for the 6:30 a.m. flight after the gate man had delayed her. They told her she was late and that the counter had closed for check-in. She said that was impossible as it wasn't even 6 o'clock a.m. They told her she would be put on the next flight. She protested, saying, "Why? I put me on this flight," but they told her the flight was full and she would have to wait. Meanwhile, the airline was selling tickets on the spot for between 200,000 and 300,000. To take advantage of the situation, they discouraged those who have bought tickets online at lower rates and sold to people willing to pay more. I asked the manager, "What is this woman's crime? She had a baby that's not more than 6 months old. How can you refuse to board her when the aircraft is still on the ground and more people are buying tickets? You cannot continue like this. Tomorrow, everyone will blame the government. You have regulatory agencies and they are all compromising. You cannot board people buying tickets on the spot and deny those who booked days ago or check in online." By the time the DSS and Air Force personnel came to find out what happened, they intervened and offered to put the woman on the next flight, the same offer they had made to me earlier. But to board that next flight, they told her she would have to pay 109,000 naira 100. This was in addition to the original 146,000 ticket, meaning she would spend about 256,000 for 1 hour flight to Abuja. There were many others in the same situation and everybody was shouting at the airport. I said to the manager, "You must follow the rules." Many people were stranded except those who could afford another ticket. I followed the woman to the counter and told her to do whatever they asked. Those of us who were also prevented from flying gathered there. Even when an officer offered me access to the lounge, people around said, "Comrade, please don't leave. This is how they have been treating us." I had to send that woman 500,000 naira. That's basically what happened. I told them this cannot be allowed. I check in online and arrive on time. The aircraft hasn't taken off. I am not supposed to check in twice. The rowdiness around arose because many people were denied boarding while tickets were being sold on the spot to others. This is really serious, I must say. It's not good to, be one-sided when issues like this come up, because a lot of people were just looking at what happened, a whole senator, blah, blah, blah. Let's look at what Airpeace have to say. Now, Airpeace in their official release said, "Unruly conduct by a prominent politician at Lagos Airport. Airpeace reaffirmed zero tolerance for violence." And they said the Airpeace strongly condemned the unruly conduct of a prominent Nigerian politician who disrupted airport operation on the morning of Wednesday, June 11, 2025. The prominent individual in question arrived at Murtala Mohammed Airport Terminal 1, Zulu Hall at approximately 06:10 a.m. for flight P47120 scheduled to depart Lagos for Abuja at 6:30 a.m. In line with our standard online departure policy, the boarding process has closed and the flight departed as scheduled. Upon being informed of the missed flight, the politician resorted to violence, physically assaulting our staff and forcefully barricading the terminal entrance. He went as far as sealing the entry gate and manning the access point, effectively obstructing other passengers from gaining entry into the terminal. This unacceptable behavior caused significant disruption to ongoing operation and affected numerous travelers scheduled for various flights. To minimize further inconvenience, Airpeace swiftly activated an operational contingency plan to board affected passengers through an alternative terminal, ensuring the continuity of their travel plan. We are deeply saddened that such a high-profile figure displayed conduct so unbecoming and disruptive to fellow passengers and our personnel. Airpeace maintain a zero-tolerance stand on violence or any form of aggression against our staff and passengers. We urge all guests to remain civil and cooperative at all times. Our aviation operations are bound by strict timelines and safety protocols, and we remain committed to upholding these standards while delivering safe and timely service to the Nigerian public. Airpeace continues to stand for discipline, integrity, and respect for due process. No individual, no matter how influential, is above these values. These were the words that came from Airpeace. But then it didn't capture anything. I would say I have my own opinions, and I believe you also have your own opinion. But from what I saw here, based on the narration of Adams Oshiomhole and Airpeace, my stand, very objective, I stand to be disputed, is that Airpeace have done such things before. I had the opportunity of flying from Abuja to Lagos, and I know what I went through some years ago, and I kind of said, Airpeace, your own is too much and all of that. And other people too, just if you go through the comment section, several people have posted their own position about it. I just wanted to give us your insight to this kind of crisis. Do you have an experience like this before with Airpeace, so that we can concretize whose side to stand? Because Adams Oshiomhole narration clearly captured some things that we didn't see there. At least Adams Oshiomhole, no matter how high-handed he is, but we know that at least he's been trying to fight anything called corruption. It's a very corrupt system. And shockingly, the minister in charge of airline and all of that, talking about Kiyamo, has not said anything in respect to this. However, I think that he's going to speak. Let's just give him some time. That's what we'd like to leave it. Let's be in our conversation.